Hi everyone, I'm Mary Megan and I work down in Popular Materials, but I also do the drop-in crafts. Since we can't meet for the craft program, I thought I'd share a craft that you can do at home using just a common household item, the tin can. I'm going to show you how you can turn the tin can into a planter, or if you don't have plants, you can use it for a pencil holder or any other utensil holder, and it's a quick and easy craft that is easy for adults, or also the kids can do it. So first, I want to talk about planters. There are a lot of household items that you can use to act as a planter since we can't really go to the store and get some. One thing I've used is an old mug. I've even used a gravy boat. And in desperate times, I turn to the Tupperware container, but that's not really pretty to look at. So I recently discovered that you can use a tin can and make it into a planter. But the tin can isn't really any more interesting than the Tupperware. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get creative and decorate it. There are plenty of ways that you can decorate it, just using whatever you have around the house. The first thing that you can try is paint. One thing I learned while I was painting mine is that it helps to have a primer coat on it. So if you have a spray paint, just spray a coat of white over it and then go painting. Otherwise, you just might have to do 2 coats and then cover it with whatever details. But you don't have to go crazy detailed like I did. This one I made about 25 years ago, and my mom uses it always for a pencil holder or for her craft supplies. So it's a craft that holds up. But with the paint, be careful that sometimes it chips a little bit. So it might be helpful to do a sealant coat over it, especially if you're going to use it as a planter and have it outside. Other things you can do is find household items like buttons or lace or ribbon or whatever else you might have and glue it onto the can. This, I just use buttons and a little bit of tacky glue and then ribbon down on the bottom to add another accent. If you have fabric, you can do that, ribbon, and anything else kind of you have laying around the house. Another thing you can do is you can decoupage. This I use some scrapbooking paper that I had, and then you add the Mod Podge to it to kind of seal it in and stick it to the canister. The Mod Podge might be better if it's a can that's going to stay inside the house because I'm not sure how waterproof it will be outside in the elements. But if you keep it inside, you can get really creative. This, I also included a scrapbooking flower accent, which is 3-dimensional, and some bead pearls. So you can really let your imagination fly when it comes to decorating it as a can. So you can either keep it as a pencil holder or any other vessel to hold items, or let me show you how you can turn it into a planter. The first thing you're going to do after you empty your can is you want to grab a nail and a hammer, because what you need to do is nail a few holes down in the bottom so that the planter has some drainage in case you overwater it. So I'm not going to let you listen to me hammer, but I've already done it on this can. Then the next thing you need to do is gather some pebbles because you put those on the bottom for extra drainage. I didn't have any pebbles in my possession, but I went for a walk and I found chewed up pieces of concrete or from the sidewalk, or you might find some pebbles on your walk. So you just need about a handful because you just want to cover the bottom layer. So you take the pebbles and you put them in your can, and it's just a layer on the bottom. Then fill it with some dirt I have some Miracle-Gro at my house. So I put some in a container and then I'll fill up the canister, making a mess. And then you find whatever plant you want to be planted, and you do it probably with more skill than I'm doing right now. But you put the plant in, pack it down, and then you have another planter made out of a tin can. But again, if you don't have plants, you can still do this craft by yourself or with your kids and turn it into a pencil holder. Hope you've enjoyed this craft. If you do it, please be sure to include your creation in the comments below so we can see what you did.